Hi guys, I'm back with another video. Today I'll be doing what if Asta had Magnet release, and I left off at Asta coming back from his train trip with Yami, and Yami got a new fit. He got a skin tight vest, black vest, with his katana now being a black and red, no, black and golden katana, and like he's just drippy, like low key drippy, and he looks like he's younger, but he's not. He just has his shave is just better. So like yeah, his aftershave is just better. Asta's way more powerful than he was in canon. Not in canon, but way more powerful than he was before him and Yami went to fight. So if you didn't get it, Asta is the vice captain of the Black Bulls since he's strong enough and intelligent enough to be the captain, the vice captain of the Black Bulls, and everyone has already gotten settled in their rooms. But before I get into the actual what if itself, I would like to thank you guys for all the support and get, y'all reach your 1K views in like in on how long was that? Y'all just reach within 24 hours, and that's something that doesn't happen a lot. But I like it though. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. I just don't want to like put like the series, make this series again. So this more likely will come out at the same time the first one did. So it'll come out around that same time, probably, maybe. But this I have to start doing part 2, so I just can't be out here making new videos all the freaking time, because then I get distracted and then I end up not finishing the series or leaving it off there and then forget about it at some point, and I just don't want to do that anymore. I realize it's just getting pretty annoying that I'm not even finishing any series. I only finished about 2 series in my whole thing of doing what ifs. I only finished 2 series. About to be 3, but like low key, I don't know if I'm doing this today. Anyways, so that's not a good thank you for that, guys. Let's get into this. What if it is what it is? Actually, so Asta gets into the room. Asta comes at the Bible's heart. They appear in the Bible's heart. Um, Nero and which is the bird. Nero and Noel run to Asta and they hug Asta. Asta's still wearing the same drip, the black T-shirt with the demon mark, the 3 stars demon mark thingy in red. It's the black bandages on his arms, his black pants with his gray grimoire holster, with his gold wristband and necklace, his gold wristband and with his necklace that his mother gave him, that thing. So yeah, Asta, it is what it is, okay? Asta's drippy. He's drippy. Anyways, so they come back and they kind of like go like. So this is the mission. His first mission as being vice captain is to lead the team with Magma, Noel, and Neri. Since Neri's introduced earlier, Neri will be going them on the mission, mainly because she needs some experience. Asta already has experience because he's also been doing missions with Yami. So the Black Bulls have an equivalent of 50 stars now. Yeah, because Asta and Yami been doing missions like crazy over the training period. And so they go to that place, right? They still held down the boars and sliced off all the. Asta kills all the boars, or like suffocates the head in iron sand. But anyways, but this is the time where they go to the like that island. No, it was not island. the village and that Magma grew up in. And Magma looks a little different. His hair is spiky and his, his hair is short and spiky with one thread of purple in his hair. His the piercings are gone and he's just wearing a black and purple jacket and then with some black pants with a katana strapped to his side and his grimoire holster and some shoes. Yeah, he's be drippy. Look at Finral has this, like they look the same, but Finral has a green stripe in his hair. His hair is like yellow and golden, not gold, is yellow and green. But look, he just has a pure yellow hair and he's taller. So everyone's been training in the training grounds in the castle, the Black Bulls castle hideout thing. So I've been training there. So Asta's drippy. Everyone's drippy. And Noelle, she has on a black dress with a white coat with a black t-shirt under the coat with the demon symbol on it. So she looks like Asta, but Nari just has a black dress like she always had with the demon symbol on it. Cause remember, Asta actually has the demon symbol on his headband. Remember that sign that was there? Yeah, that's actually the demon symbol if you read the manga. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you, mainly because I understand how manga readers could be, and they're pretty annoying. Manga readers are pretty annoying. They literally ruin the whole thing of anime for me. Oh, it's done better in the manga. Fuck you talking about, bitch. I don't care. It's easier to watch anime than read the fucking manga, but I still read the fucking manga because I just can't wait. I'm impatient as fuck. Anyways. Oh, here's the funny thing about me, right? I will read the manga, then go back and watch the anime. Although I know exactly what's gonna happen, but I still end up watching the anime. I was stupid. Anyways, let's go back into it. Asta goes and they go to the village of sorts. So Noelle, Mimosa, if I remember correctly, Mimosa has on. Let me just clarify what she has on. She has on a white shirt and with a black dress, like Noelle. She has a black jacket with the demon symbol on it. So, and she's still a part of the Golden Dawn. Yeah, the Golden Dawn. So she still has fine plant magic. I think it was. I don't 100% know, so at me on it. So they would reach the village and they would see that the village hidden by mist. Asta would pull out his demon slayer sword, because remember he hasn't found the demon dweller or the demon destroyer sword yet, mainly because plot won't allow it right now, and I'm not allowing it because of plot, and if you know what I fucking mean. So yeah, so plot will not allow this until I finally decide I'm not fucking with it. Sorry for dripping, cause dripping's what I do. I'm for these hoes, but now I'm gonna drip on you. Sorry for dripping, drip all over you. Fucking I ain't fuck our hoes, but I gon' drip on. I know I said that shit whole wrong, but I just felt like it. Anyways, so Asta wipes away. So if you don't remember, the edges of the demon slayer blade are purple, and the blade itself is black. It doesn't have that rust or grum or on that dirty stuff on it. And the handle is golden. So yeah. I still didn't see the people and said, Iron sand magic, sand binding. And sand was sprout from the ground and capturing each and every of the soldiers, including them with the ice. But the one with the ice magic would freeze the sand and just break out of it. Asta would heat up his sand with his light magic and then shoot it towards him. He couldn't block it because it was light magic. He can't move at the speed of light. So he would try to dodge out of the way. It would just come, but it will end up hitting him in his shoulder. Remember, Asta doesn't really have a problem with killing people, and in the like squads, you actually are supposed to kill them. Like, of my understanding of it, some people are supposed to kill them. So Asta would just interrogate him first, though. Only. Okay. He would ask him a couple of questions, but he would not answer, and he would still do the spell and end up killing himself. But do not worry, do not worry. Noel still unlocked the I think it was Sea Dragon Larier. She still unlocked that, but she didn't need it because she was training before this, so she knows to perfectly control her mana, and she's just overall better. And she has a holster for her wand that she had in canon. So Asta will be going to the market because Asta's filthy fucking rich. Like Loki, he's rich as fuck. And actually, I am pondering if Asta became back to the kingdom. If he came back to the kingdom, would he able to be walk the streets? Because remember, Asta's the prince. Oh, and you remember that if you're caught up in the series, remember Asta cannot like actually leave the. Remember Asta would be trialed in that. I just want to clarify this first. Asta cannot be tried in after like the lick fight the elf invasion thingy. Asta will not be trialed because remember he was tried for something I can't remember. But they will not be able to trial him. They cannot lock him up. They couldn't do anything about it because he would be prince and he has more judgment than them. Because since he is the prince and he'll be 16, he'll be turning 16. And even if they put him in jail now, if he turns 16 while he's in jail, he can literally put them in the dungeon because he wanted to. He would be 16 at the time. As he hit 16, he would just be out of prison. So it would technically make no sense sending him there. So judgment wouldn't work. And if they try to put him to death, that would be seen as treason, and the people that judged him would die also. So Asta technically would not be trialed. So I just wanted to clear that up. It wouldn't happen. It would never happen. But who gives a flying fuck about me and me explaining shit? But like Loki, yeah. So Neri would still find the magic stone, and the other people would have still died, and committed suicide. So yeah. But I still would have got some information before he died. Because let's say he pulled a sneaky one and before he died, he said some shit. I still heard that shit. I was like, alright, bet. I'm gone. Thank you. And they just like Loki left. Loki left. So Mimosa's also been training, and she's been training hard. And Asta actually has a weapon for it. And he gave Noelle a new, like, sword. Not a sword, but her a wand, because she works better with wands. So she can fluently put her mana into that sword and store her mana in that wand. I keep saying sword. She can store her mana into that wand. So she would replace her wand with the wand that Asta gave her. And Asta would actually be going out to look for rings, mainly because Asta would be going out to look for rings because he never actually gave Mimosa and Noelle actual wedding rings, although they're gonna be getting engaged. He never technically did that, so he's getting ready to propose. Technically, already, although he already did propose, technically. Just saying, he's getting ready. He got the money. Well, he always had the money. He was all about that money. He always had the money, so it doesn't really matter. Money doesn't really matter to him. So Asta would be walking around, and this is where Vanessa would tell them about the black market thing. But this time, Vanessa wouldn't. They wouldn't need to because the Black Bulls getting a big allowance, because of Asta giving them money, putting money in the bank, and like actually restaging, using some of his gold that he has. I believe I gave him gold. And even though I could just make him find gold in the ground and just make him dig it up and just like turn it into gold coins. So like Loki has he hit. So they have a big allowance, but they also had tradings. But like, I don't even bothered. So Vanessa, Asta, Noel would go to the market, not the, not the black market, because they would go to like the royal market or something of the sorts. Now they would go and let's just say for coincidence, the guy still robs that like the old lady, which is actually Zeldris, not Zeldris, which is actually the Wizard King. Robbed that old lady. That remember her? Remember Zeldris can do that shit. Yeah, yeah, him. And Asta would still stop him by using Iron Sand to wrap around his feet. He knew he couldn't kill him in public. Not, let me get something straight. Asta's not a. He won't kill people just for the fun of it. He just finds it easier to kill people and let them roam free, and then one day they get out and do the same thing over again. But then there is a 50-50 chance that it might change. But like, how much times did that happen? Does that happen? So yeah. But Wizard King would still get. So yeah, everything will be the same. So they would still. So I still would go to a jeweler. He would tell Noel, Neri, and Vanessa to go walk around, buy something. He got to go and do something. He would go into a jeweler store and ask for 3 rings, one each in different colors. One being a blue color, sky blue colors. One diamond being sky blue, and the rest made out of silver. One being a black diamond made out of a purple metal, and the other being a green diamond made out of gold. So he wants one ring to be have a sky blue diamond with a sky blue diamond. Wants one to be a sky blue diamond with a silver with the ring made out of silver. He wants the other one to be. He wants one to be a pitch black color. He wants one to be a black diamond and it be a purple color. He wants the other one to be the other diamond, a diamond, the diamond to be a forest green color with the ring actually being gold. So he's making moves, like he's low key making moves. Anyways, he's making money moves. The president told him to come back in at least an hour or two, and I still would go. He would give the man the money, so you just like prepay him, like yeah. So I still would catch back up with them, and that in an hour Asta would come back, and all of them would go back to the Black Bill's hideout. Now we time skip where Asta goes to the Wizard King and delivers the information about them. Delivers the information. Neri, Neri, Neri. Neri, Noel, and all the Black Bolt members are there because each one of them is gonna be moving up a rank because they've been doing exceptional work, each and every one of them. Because since Asta's come in, everyone's been pushing themselves to kind of get stronger. So everyone's working up and they just like they making money moves, like they making money moves, right? So everyone's ranking up in the Black Bulls. So Asta still has on his Black Bulls attire cloak thingy, and they go to the banquet. I think it was the banquet. I don't know. Then they're given their ranks, and then the banquet happens. Now this is where Noel's sister and brother comes in to play, and Asta was just about to propose, like low-key, just about to propose, and they come in, right? So they still start to smack, but before they could do and pour the water on. Was it water? Pour the water on Noelle. Noelle stops it before it could hit her. Noelle's find her mana control to the point where she can control any source of water, no matter if it's from the freaking air. She can control water, even if it's her brother's mercury magic. It's still a form of water. If it's a form of water, she can control it. If it's solid, no, she can't. But if it's any form of water, she can control it. So she can control her brother and her sisters, and her older brother's powers, brother's magic. So she can control all of that. But this time she would stick up for herself because she doesn't care what they think of her. And Asta would hold her hand and tell her it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. He would gather Mimosa and he would gather Mimosa, Neri and Noel. Well, technically, since it's a royal marriage, he actually has to pronounce it. We didn't want to, but the Wizard King told him he had to because he's the prince of the Clover Kingdom. It's a real big thing, right? And the whole town gathers around the big castle and the place, which is the royal like house thing, and um Noel. So they would ask why everybody is here and why they're on the balcony and why everyone's looking at them. Honestly, would just tell them don't focus on that. Just focus on me for a bit. Then Asta would pick out his grimoire and Iron Sand would start to gather wrong in front of Mimosa and Neri. It would then form a clone of Asta. They would see this and see new magic, huh? Yeah, Asta would say yeah quickly. And then all three of them. So like the people down there could see Asta and Noel and Mimosa and Neri. Asta would get down on one knee and he would take out each of them would take out a black box. The real Asta would pick out the blue diamond with the silver ring. So, and the other one would put out the black diamond with the purple metal ringy thing, purple metal ring, and the other one would put out the forest green diamond with the golden ring. So they would get on their knees and each at the same time to say, well, you marry me, Mimosa, Neri, and Noel. They would start to blush heavily and out of stutters would say yes. And I still would crack a smile and the whole like tone would she hooray and like cheer because their prince has proposed to females. Meh. I don't know how to really say it, more or less, right? So he proposed to them and they kiss each and every. So Noel kisses the real Asta, Mimosa kisses the the other Asta, and Neri kisses. Well, actually, Asta has to lift up Neri because Asta's like Neri's Ken and Asta. Neri was the same height as Ken and Asta, so Asta would have to pick up Neri and just like hold her and kiss her. So he was not about to bend down. Low key, I'm not about to do that. Like, if it was me, bruh, you would have to stand up on a stool. I'm not bending down to kiss you. That's not how it works. Not with me. Anyways, Asta and them would be like, they would be happy, and everyone would rank up, and like, everyone would go back home now. And now it's time for the mission, the second mission that they go on. So Asta would give Neri a sword with, not a sword, but a hilt with no blade. But it had a a monocore, like a diamond on it. So when Mimosa channeled her mana through it, a metal javelin, which is like that twisting sword drill thing, is a sword drill. You know, like Shisui Susanoo's sword? It kind of like that, but made out of vines. And it's made out of poisonous vines. So Mimosa would swing it around and see that was a sword made for her in mind when using vines. And she would see and she would get a holster to hold it, and she would have it on her waist. Like, all of Asta's girlfriends are just drippy. They're just drippy, and bro, they're just like drippy, like low key, just drippy. So it's time for the mission. You see that I pushed up I pushed up everything. I pushed up two things. One thing actually, them getting their ranks up, and then the mission being later. Yeah, I did that. So the dungeon would appear. The dungeon would appear, and Asta, Noel, and Mimosa, um, actually would be surprised. Actually, would actually when seeing Mimosa would say hi, stepsister. I guess Mimosa would catch a blush on her face and said, yeah, I guess, because Mimosa is kind of like don't know how to address now, because at first they were just friends, like low key they were just friends, and then hit her boyfriend at the time proposed to her, and she said yes. Well, technically he did it years ago, but man, I had to redo it because they were only children at the time. You have to remember that they were only children when they made that promise. So don't even go into it, right? So what the fuck? Anyway, so yeah, they wouldn't know how to address each other. Not like they like each other or anything. I just want to clarify that like a lot. I don't know who to give. How Sally? Should I give Sally to I think I should give Sally to Sally, or the half dwarf girl, that girl, the one that eats a lot, and a really sharp one. I don't know how you still that sharp, but not my problem, not my concern. I don't know. What should I do with that bitch? Okay, I might give him Sally. I'm sorry, I just don't know what to give him further than that. I might give him Sally, so no cap. So they would go, and the two teams would meet up. Mimosa, Noel, Neri, no, Asta, Noel, Neri, and Asta, Noel, Neri, and Mimosa. I messed it up. No, Noel, Neri, Look, and Asta would meet up with Mimosa, and the other guy, because I cannot remember his name. I'm the worst at remembering people's names, for God's sake. Anyways, Asta would, let's say, tied to his brother. Actually, his brother, but not his brother. And they know that because Asta considers his brother, but they're not brothers. But is a royal though. He's just not a royal of this land. Fuck you talking about. Anyways, Asta is just like drippy. It's drippy too, but Asta is more drippy. Like, anyways. So Asta and would bump fists, since actually looked up to Asta because Asta was the provider in their family. Because Asta always provide for everyone, and just kind of sometimes left out himself because he didn't really care. Talking about his family, he's gonna have to go and meet them actually. Um, so there will be two arcs I'm gonna add on to this, mainly because I still have to meet up with the royal family, his surrogate, his real family, and then the family in the hot village. So he's gonna have a break between these times, and then we just get back in when I actually read more of like Black Clover. Yeah, I didn't. I've gotten that far, and I just like low key need to start watching it back. I know I've gotten further than that, but remembering it is a whole different story, and my memory is not really that good, and that's why I write scripts. Know what you're talking about. Anyways, I still would still so they will go into Dushin, and they will still meet the mist, the smoke mist magic mage thingy, whatever. And I still would fight him. You would just like technically just one shot him, like low key. I made him that overpowered just using sand bullets on him. He might even kill him actually. No, I still would kill him. He just finds no use to keeping him alive. You just die. Bye bye, bitch. Good night. Sleep tight. Rest tonight. Yeah, like they will be dead. They low key dead now. And most in a while, Neri doesn't have any problem with Asta killing anyone because he's just doing the most knowledgeable thing. Taking out his sword in the butt before it could happen. That's what Asta's technically doing, but like low key, it's wrong, but it's not wrong at the same time. Depends on how you view Black Clover. I view Black Clover in a different light. I just built different. Anyways, anyways. So they'll make it out to the treasury, and Asta and Neri says sealing magic, stored sealing, and she would seal all the gold and all of that stuff in a book, no, in her sealing pages, because she has the sealing chains and she has the sealing pages thingy, so she doesn't like worry about it. So, this is where Asta would find a... Asta, would find two, like, scrolls, right? They would open the scrolls, and they would see the kanji for fairy, and the kanji started to glow. When the kanji glowed, a yellow light and a green light came out of the scrolls. This was the desert fury, which will increase Asta's like magic capacity thingy. The desert fury would come out, and the wind spirit fury thingy. The only fury that I could ever fucking hate. Like low key, she's just a simp. I hate simps in general. You're just a big one. You're just a mini sized simp, right? And low key can't do anything for yourself. Some simps could back up their words and throw hands at you, but like you can't do shit. You need Yuno to do shit, and I'm like, how you be talking to Asta that way? The Chad of the series, the main character, and you be dick riding the side character. The character that's just there to give Asta motivation. That's all. Let's be honest here. That's all Yuno is for. Like, that's all Yuno is for. Like, to motivate Asta, low key. Let's not lie. That's the only reason Vegeta's there. The only reason Sasuke's there. The only reason, like, I'm just gonna bust all these side characters right now. Anyways. If you don't shut your ass up, chicken, I'm gonna give you a 2-piece with no sauce. It might seem like I'm talking to myself, low key, but this chicken out here, I just die. I did not just hit a chicken with a stick. Sorry. So just ignore what I did there. I just did not just hit a chicken with a stick. I did not hit a chicken with a stick. I merely just slowly tapped it with a stick so it would go away at very high speeds. Anyways, I still would be so the wind spirit would come out and see, and be like, she would just start simpling. She would just send off my sim scouter is just off the chart. It's over 9,000. She's just like, bro, she's just exuding simp energy. And the sand spirit, well, she's exuding simp energy, but not as much. Not as much. Not as much. It's more loyalty than simp energy, but like, meh. But I don't blame her. Like, I still low key, no homo though, the whole entire snack. Like, let's not lie here. Fuck you talking about. So the wind spirit, well, wind fairy, will start to brag about how good her master is. Like, no, her master. But then the sand spirit would say, hey, stop the cap. You know my master be hot AF. She would then look over to us and then see this guy that just way better than, like, like low key. Fuck you talking about, you ain't special. Okay, I need to stop roasting. I actually like, I actually like him. He has a good personality. I wish Asta had his personality though, low key. But he is the protagonist, so he's supposed to be uplifting. Well, it could be like Meliodas though, but I don't want him to be a perv. Anyways, let's get back into this. Sort of, I'll just ranting on. Asta would then tell them that the reason. So Asta would then say, can you explain what you are? Because I technically don't know. The sand spirit would then like kind of bow her head and said, I am the desert spirit. I am the spirit of sand, and I can increase someone that has sand abilities or wind abilities depending on what you say or what you think. Because remember, sand is deserts are affiliated with wind, and not good wind. I mean hot wind, like hot wind. So with desert storms, how you think desert storm happens? With wind and sand. Desert storms. That's how it works. Anyways, so I still would then understand and say you're the perfect fit for me because I have iron sand magic. And iron sand will start to come up from the ground and start to like create a small hand for her to like to high five, and she high fives the sand. I was just kind of playing with her technically. So I still would then feel the urge to like put out his hand, and then when he does this, something just comes breaking out of the freaking wall. And then the sword, the demon dweller sword, I think, no, demon destroyer sword, that came. I think that's what came. Comment down below if it's the demon destroyer or demon dweller sword that came. Well, the second sword that Asta got was the demon dweller sword, I think, or the demon destroyer. I don't know. Guys, comment down below. So that sword would come, and it would the edges would become purple, and the blade itself would become pitch black, and the hilt would become golden. I was just saying, a new sword. Yin yang. And he would just like place it into his grimoire and just put back his grimoire into it. Like, oh yeah. Asta has been in contact with the anti-magic demon. He's been in contact with him. He knows he's there, and he saw him before. But the anti-magic demon doesn't have that wild shadow hair thing. He has Libe's hair. If you don't know who Libe is, that's the name of the anti-magic demon, Libe. And Libe, he has Libe's hair, right? He looks more like Libe in his human demon form. Libe. If you don't know who Libe is, I don't know how to like specify him if you didn't read the manga, and I don't want to like spoil anything for you guys, so I'm just gonna say that he looks like Libe, but just like way bigger and just like way darker looking. So you met Libe before. That's the name of the anti-magic demon. So everything from there would happen to canon. Not canon. It's actually none of this would be canon. Asta would then start to like get up, and there was the dungeon would start to fall apart, and Asta would just say iron sand, light iron sand. His iron sand would start to glow, shredding light or shredding sand, and sand engulfed with a light, a golden aura, starts sprouting out from the ground and starts to kind of shoot up into the air, creating a massive hole in the roof or the ceiling, which grabs us, grabs Noel and Mimosa, and um grabs his other teammate, and Neri can just fly. So I don't know, like Neri can just fly, so I don't really need to like help her. She doesn't really need to get any help. So yeah. So so everything from there would like they would leave, they would split up, and we're gonna time skip at least a week. And this is where Asta gets a letter. He opens the letter and he sees that it's from the royal palace and telling him to come back home to meet his rest of his family and to bring his brides and, well, fiancés. I mean, brides. I don't fucking remember anymore. God damn, I'm so fucking bad. His brides, I think. That's how it's pronounced, right? His brides, right? So you would call Mimosa, not call Mimosa, like send a letter to Mimosa using like speed, and he would tell Neri and Noel about the place. So Noel would go on to put on a sky blue dress, because Noel's favorite color is blue. A sky blue dress with a necklace that's similar to Asta, the Asta had actually given to Neri, Mimosa, and Neri, Noel, and Mimosa. He actually gave them that a necklace that's just like similar to his, but it's not exactly his, but like it's similar though. So they get dressed. They tell Yami that they have to go and show him the summit. Yami understands, and he just says, "I'll take up your paperwork." No, I've finished all my paperwork. Unlike you, Yami, you have paperwork to do. Not me. Clones are very helpful. Yami would look at Asta dangerously and sigh. Damn it, kid. I gotta do whole paperwork. I haven't gotten a single bit of training at least a week. Ugh. So Yami go back to his training. So you can actually see that Yami has more drive to do stuff now, maybe because of Asta. And he's kind of like stuck doing whatever Hokage has to suffer through. Whole paperwork. But he's not Hokage, he's just like a captain, so low key. He still has to do paperwork though, so. Because his team are doing a lot of missions, and like a lot of them, and they're getting back in the ranks. They're becoming like the second only to the Golden Dawn. Like, what you talking about? Fuck you talking about? And so they would go to the palace, like the royal capital. Like they would go there, and Asta would go to. Well, he's going there technically to meet his whole family, but like he has some aunties, some cousins, some uncles, but he doesn't have any directive family. So his father's not alive, his mother is definitely not alive, and like the only person is there is like he's technically his freaking cousin, his faraway cousin, to be in fact, which is the king right now. His cousin is the king. So look. So he would go, and they would bow to them, except Asta, because Asta does not need to bow to people of lesser stability of him. Sorry. Asta doesn't think that I just saying that he doesn't need to, okay? Fuck you talking about. So Asta does his thing, So they start to talk to Asta, like Loki started to talk to Asta, right? And started to talk to him, say, "Oh, how you've grown." Cause I believe that I told you Asta when he was dropped off at the orphanage, he was at least 1 month old. Not 1 month. I mean 1 years old. So let's be honest here. He was at least one, and he was at least 1 years old when he came to the orphanage, right? So at least a few months are approaching 1 year old. So they would see Asta before, but they thought Asta died along with his mother since she just disappeared up and disappeared. So like Loki. So they were just saying how you've grown, how handsome you've become, how pretty your wives are, your brides, and they'll be blushing while Mimosa, Noel, and Neri will be blushing the whole time because they're getting compliments from the top of the top, like the top of the top, which they never thought it was gonna happen. But then they know that it's all because of Asta, and they are being Asta's wives, and they kind of cling to Asta because they don't really want to conversate with much of them because they know they're only acting this way because they're his brides. So yeah. So this is where Asta would finally meet his cousin. No, Asta really doesn't like him. Like he knew that he was alive. He knew that for a fact. He knew that he was alive, but he still undecided not to look for him, and he just doesn't like him. Like he just straight up doesn't like him. He stripped a life away from him, but he doesn't care really. So he's just nervous the whole time when seeing Asta or being anywhere close to Asta. He's just nervous the whole time. And he had a right to be. Like, Asta should have a really bad grudge against him, but Asta doesn't really care. And so approaches the end of the night, and Asta goes back. And he tells them that he's going to Hodge Village tomorrow to meet his other family. So, yeah, since he went to meet his other family, he might as well go and meet them. And they understand it. They said they're coming with him. So, Asta has like 2 days off. He goes. Mimosa has 2 days off too, by special request of the king. So Asta, Mimosa, Noel, and Neri go back to Hodge Village. It's at least a few hours to get there on Asta's iron sand cloud, and his Fury is actually with him this time. So she's like laying on top of Asta's head, gathering heat, cause like the desert's hot as fuck. So I'm gonna say she generates some heat to adding to her power. So she's generating heat. So yeah, she's absorbing the heat from the sun, and kind of use it as a basis for her mana. So like yeah, she's charging up some mana, right? So they end up getting to Hodge Village, and when Asta gets there, all the people starts to bow as Asta walks the streets. Cause by now, everybody knows that Asta is the prince of the Clover Kingdom, and he's the prince of them, and like he's the royalty, so they should bow. But Asta shakes them off and tells them don't. He's lived here his whole life, so seeing them do this is not normal for him, and he doesn't want that to happen. So they understand that he's lived here his whole life. So being treated like this all of a sudden, it just doesn't really fit him. So they understand, and they just like get up and do what they were doing before. Asta would make it to his old house that he remodeled, and it's just way bigger. Asta would knock the door, and the priest would see Asta and just instantly hug Asta. Asta would hug the priest back. Now, I made it seem like Asta doesn't really talk to any of the people much, which he didn't. But they still had a close bond, none and ever. When the children orphanage heard the old man say, "Hi, Asta. Asta, you're back," and all the children ran down and ran to hug Asta. And Sister Lily came down and told them to calm down. That is the prince of the Clover Kingdom. They need to show respect. Asta told her to don't worry about it. He's lived his whole life. It doesn't really matter. and he has some presents for them and toys for them because that's their big brother. Like, that's their big brother. Like, he gets them some new clothes, so they're drippy too. They drippy, like they drippy. They get some new clothes and they're drippy, like all of them. And Asta brings some toys for them, some money for the orphanage. That's low key stuff, like low key stuff. So they meet Noel, Mimosa. They already knew Neri though, like they kind of raised Neri for a long time, at least for 2 years. So yeah. So they've already met Neri, and they knew Neri liked Asta, so they weren't surprised when they were set to be married. So like, yeah. So that's a pretty eventful day. They end up going by the end of the night. But that's why I'm gonna leave out this video because it's been a good run. Like low key, low key, low key, low key. This has been a good run. So they finish up talking. They say this, they say that. They do blah blah bleep, blah blah blah. Drippy, drippy, drippy. Like low key. I did not hit a chicken with a stick today, and that's gonna be out of the video. Bye guys.